take the 9 of clubs, change it instantly, and then push the ace of spades forward for our participant to check, where they will find nothing because you end completely clean. Hi, I'm Daniel Madison. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Charlie Madison and I truly appreciate choosing to spend a bit more time with us today. So, funk. That was a good introduction, Charlie. I missed doing that introduction. Quite frankly, it gave me butterflies. So I'll probably do it again. Welcome back. The last video, the response to it was incredible. So thanks to everybody. I did a deck giveaway and I'm going to announce the winners. In fact, I've already filmed it and I spent so long filming it and laughing at all of the jokes. So I'm going to save that bit of footage to the end. So if you want to know if you're the lucky winner of this signed box set, skip to the end of this video, then come back for the tutorials. All I did, I asked my subscribers, I asked you to make me laugh in the comment section of the last video, and I've picked the funniest ones and gifted them some signed playing cards. But I don't want to spend that time at the beginning of this video going through the giveaway. I want to focus on the reason why we're all here, the purpose of this video, something that I've wanted to teach and share my thoughts on for the longest time. And here we are, Charlie. We finally got to do it. I am Daniel Madison and these are my thoughts on the SHAPESHIFTER. The SHAPESHIFTER is an instant visual card transformation, a color change from one card to another. First published, I believe, in issue 48 of the Trapdoor, and it was created by Oscar Munoz. A few different magicians over the years have offered their improvements, and we've seen it improve a little bit over time. Most magicians saw this performed and executed by David Blaine on his Street Magic specials, went and got a deck of playing cards, picked the deck up and tried it, and it worked. It's just one of those things that works. Now, there have been a lot of bad habits picked up along the way and performed by magicians. Almost every time I see the SHAPESHIFTER, I see a bad habit right there in the trick, and nobody really points it out. And hopefully my guidance and my advice and my thoughts on this can help you improve your SHAPESHIFTER a little bit, because if you've learned it on YouTube, then the chances are that there are a few things that you're doing wrong, or there are a few things that you can do to improve it and make it look better. Now, let's start by looking at the simple mechanics. So with the deck in a fairly standard dealer's grip, we're gonna get ready by having a break underneath the top playing card like this. I simply just do a pinky pull down and let that top playing card pop away. I have my break right here, so when I put the king on top, all I have to do is straighten those two cards up, and my right thumb is gonna connect with both of those cards here, the bottom index. Finger 2 of this hand is going to pinch the opposite index here. Now, my hand is going to be open as much as possible down here because I don't want to hold it above completely blocking the card, or blocking the card partially, because that only draws suspicion. So I'm holding both the cards here like this. Now I'm going to lift them away from the deck and pull and kind of pivot both cards clockwise this way a little bit until the top right corner of both those cards hits finger 2 of the deck hand of the left hand like this. The opposite corner is going to be against the base of my thumb here. I believe that they call this a flange, so it's the flange of my thumb. Or you can take this a little bit further and put it on your thumb, on the part of your thumb like this. The reason I don't like doing this is because it causes too much of an angle difference when the cards turn over. If I keep it as in line with the deck as I possibly can, once the transformation is complete, it kind of ends where it started. We can manipulate this, we can change this afterwards. For now, let's focus on the mechanics. So I'm going to hold it here like this, that's the grip. And I'm squeezing those cards together, but I certainly don't want to do something that almost everybody who does a SHAPESHIFTER does, and it's a very bad habit. I don't want to put a bow in the card like this. I don't want the cards to turn over by doing this. This basically is what happens, but this gives away what happened. It's obvious what happened when you see this big bevel, this big bend. So I'm going to hold it very gently, very carefully here, and I'm going to have an equal amount of pressure between the flange and finger 2, and then finger 2 of the right hand and my thumb here. Now, when I pull these two playing cards up, they're going to pop away from finger 2 on my thumb. Finger 2 is going to be pressing in slightly, not too much. Remember, we're trying to avoid that bend, that bevel. I'm going to let that corner pull away from the skin of my flange. Just here. And when that happens, it's hard to show this in slow motion, but when that happens, it pops off and the card starts to spin. Can't do this slowly, so I'm just going to mess this up a few times. This will tell you, this will instruct you how much pressure to have between finger 2 and the thumb. Right now I'm holding it fairly tight, and that's what's stopping it from turning over properly. If I hold those two cards gently, have a very gentle grip, and then pull this up quite sharpishly, the cards turn over completely and they stop in this position. Now, when you get that, when you hit it and the cards turn face over, 99 times out of 100, they will stop naturally in that position, in the correct position. But we can't take that for granted. We have to learn how to have full control over this. So let's start that again from the beginning. I have my playing card that I'm going to display. It's important that I display this playing card because I want my audience to see the back of this playing card, regardless of it going near the deck. Obviously, I'm going to put it on the deck, and at this point, I could pick up another playing card, which is exactly what we are doing, and I don't mean to offend my audience. But if I show them the back to begin with, I'm just suggesting that I'm only holding one playing card, so that when I hold it like this, slightly away from the deck, it still looks like one playing card. I'm going to pull up with my right hand very gently. I'm also going to pull down with my left hand with the same amount of force, the same amount of pressure. So there's going to be equal separation between the hands, and it should look like that playing card didn't move. Although my hands do move up and down, the playing card stays directly in the middle of them, pinched between finger 2 and the thumb. Now at this point, as soon as that change has happened, I'm going to bring that card back down to this position like this. So it looks like it's in the position that I first hold the king. I'll show you what I mean. So I show the king, get my break, pinky break, straighten them up, pull it over here. This is the change position. So it's kind of a skew away from the deck. Now when I do this, I put the card back down in that same position. The worst habit I've seen from this is having that bow. Most magicians will perform this like this. They will have that big bend, and then they will pull harder than they should, causing that card to turn face up. Yes, it works. Yes, the Ace of Spades turns into the King of Diamonds when I do that. But look at the bevels that it creates. A few of the tutorials that I watched when I was researching this move, the teachers actually teach you to hold that bow, to actually have a bow, and that's what causes the change. This is incorrect, and this is bad teaching. The bow, that bend in those playing cards is the one thing that's gonna give away how you did this. Instead of trying to find ways to roll with that bow, there's a few teachers who were saying start with the bow this way, and then when the cards turn over, make it bend this way so it looks like the same bend. That's really bad teaching, and I hope that nobody's doing that. And I hope that with this tutorial that you stop doing it. Stop having that bevel. You don't need it. If you have a bend in those cards at any point, it means you're doing it wrong. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of a flex when I separate my hands to cause that card to turn over, but the bevel is the number one thing that gives it away. And to see the bevel in my playing cards, you would have to pause the video at the right time, because the whole point of this is to make it look like those cards did not bend. More importantly, you want to make it look like those cards didn't just do this, which is what they do, which is what we're trying to work around. I like having a difference so that you can see the deck underneath. I don't like completely covering the deck up. I want it a little bit away from the deck here. What helps with this illusion as well is once I've done the change, I'm going to put those two cards back down in that position and hold them like this. I'm not going to drop them on top of the deck like most people do when they perform this. I'm not going to do that. In most cases, this is how a magician would perform this move. And then put it down and then do this and over justify the back. We don't want to do that. We can be more subtle about this idea. We don't have to separate those two cards, not right away. We can pause. We can afford to display that card. Once you've changed one card to another, you want to display it. You don't want to run away. You don't want to hide the evidence. The first thing that you should do is just stay still, show that playing card like this. By holding these two playing cards, I'm still holding the Ace of Spades behind there. By holding them here, I'm suggesting that there's only one playing card there. Once my audience have seen this and the King of Diamonds has registered, then I'm going to let it drop to the deck and then I can do something with it. When I take that changed card off the deck, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go, look, only one card there. There's another mistake. Another mistake is running without being chased. So if we do the changes to start with, hold it here, let it display, and then carry on with the trick. Now the move that turns these two playing cards over, it is not the thumb and the finger pressing together. It is not the thumb and the finger of this hand pressing together, neither. It is a separation of both hands, the card popping away from the thumb, like this. If you keep this hand dead still and pull down with the deck hand, kind of looks like the same thing. It looks like you're just turning it over. However, something very interesting about the deck hand moving, because the audience is going to follow whatever moves. So if you move this hand, people are going to follow the deck thinking that that playing card, that King of Diamonds, was taken into the deck somehow, leaving the Ace of Spades behind. What this could do, it could help us in a way and help us convince the audience that we're only holding one playing card, but we're in this odd position where this hand's up here, this hand's down here, and we've got to come back down to hide the evidence. If we keep everything as close as we possibly can to the deck with very little movement, that is the safest way to execute this move correctly. Notice where finger one is. Just look at where finger one's pointing. It's not actually touching those cards. It's a little bit up from those two cards. When I pull both hands apart, the card's going to turn around. My finger's in a position where it's not going to stop those cards turning. They can still turn here, but I don't have to move finger one. It stays exactly where it is, so that when these two cards turn around, it's going to naturally hit finger one and stop turning. If you introduce a lot of strength and a lot of power to kind of almost overcompensate for the amount of pressure that you actually do need, then this finger is going to help you out dramatically. Let's do it without the finger there and watch what happens. We get a full spin, a complete 360 spin. If I put my finger down in a very natural position, it looks like my finger's just down on top of that king, which further adds to the illusion, by the way. So my finger one is here, it's not actually on the card, it's to the side, and then that ace hits finger one and stops right there. This gives me more control over the card, and it also looks like my right hand never changes position, because it doesn't, and that's one of the beautiful things about this move. However, it can be a problem too, because if this hand doesn't move and I'm holding the card like this to begin with, then obviously it's spun around like this. If I'm looking like the whole playing card is resting against finger two with my thumb on the back, not even on the corner but on the back, which helps if you move those two cards further down into your thumb flange, is that the right word? Then it can just look like you're holding a card from above, just a single playing card, in a very natural way. Look at its original position, it's pointing kind of that way, it's pointing away this way. When it ends, I need the king to be pointing in that same position to avoid suspicion. So if we judge the index, look where the ace index is now. Because my hands pull apart, we create this gap between the King of Diamonds and the deck. All this is going to look like in the trick is me lifting the card away from the deck and then putting it back down momentarily. My whole body's going to help this. My whole behavior is going to help this. When you do a move, you don't want to do a move like a robot anyway. Like, I was going to say someone's name, but you don't want to do this. You want to be natural and you want to be flowing. You want to have kind of a relaxed energy about you. So when you do this, and you go back down, notice how I'm moving forward and moving back, and I very carefully and very gently did that move, lifted it up from that position, put it back down in the same position. That completes the illusion. If you know me well enough, then you'll know what's coming. I like the idea of this, of giving the deck to my audience, to a participant, and saying, shuffle the deck, give me any playing card, just give me any playing card you want. So I've got the 9 of clubs at the bottom of the deck. This will be a subject playing card. When I give the deck to my audience, to Susan, I've copped away the 9 of clubs, I've stolen it, I'm going to lap it in this case because I'm sat at a table and I can. So I give the deck to Susan and I say, listen, give these a shuffle, and whenever you're ready, choose any playing card you want, any, and just put it on the table face up. And I'm going to go back and pick up my 9 of clubs in a gambler's cop position, so it's in this position. As Susan's going to take a playing card out and put it on the table face up. She's going to give me the ace of spades. Now, I'm not going to rush into this. I'm not going to rush that ace of spades over into position. I'm going to show it a little bit. I'm going to show both sides of it. And then I'm going to load this ace of spades on top of that 9 of clubs. As I do this, I'm going to look up at Susan and make eye contact with her. So I pick the ace up, I'm looking at the ace. Now when I'm going to go load it on top of that 9, I look up at Susan and then I do the work and then straighten up. I don't try to do this with any kind of grace or any kind of style. You just put it on top. And now I've got hold of 2 playing cards. Now you can see what's coming. So same position, this index in the thumb flange here, and then finger 2 in the opposite corner. I'm going to pinch those index here like this, and then I'm going to separate both hands very gently, causing that card to turn face up. Look what position it's in. Absolutely perfect. So all I've got to do now is lower it into my hand like this. It's already back in Gambler's Cup. Now I can pick that 9 up like this as I curl my hand into a Gambler's Cup like this, or just put it straight down on the table as I take the cup card over here. Now let's take this one step further, do the exact same thing. I have the 9 of clubs clipped in a modified Gambler's Cup for the table. I load the ace of spades on top of it, square them up, press them together a little harder. So I'm pressing up with finger 1, pressing down with finger 1 on both hands. Now I execute Shapeshifter. Drop both cards instantly and cleanly. Just make sure your finger and your thumb separate equal and fast so that you don't cause them playing cards to land at an angle, because they will bounce apart. I've dropped them very carefully. It looks like there's no way out, because if they check this playing card, they're going to find the secret. But if I use a mucking technique with my right hand, I'm going to put my hand down on the top about here and push it forward so that the top card slides off the bottom card. Then I'm going to use the base of my hand to get rid of the ace of spades, and it looks like this. And all it looks like is I'm offering the playing card to be inspected by my participant. Now, if you do this instantly after the Shapeshifter, it looks flawless. So we take the 9 of clubs, change it instantly, and then push the ace of spades forward for our participant to check, where they will find nothing because you end completely clean. And then you end completely clean. I wouldn't suggest this over the mucking technique, but I want to show you it nonetheless. So it's the same situation. You've got the 9 of clubs in a palm. A playing card is given to you. You load it on to the top of that card as the deck is being positioned. And then you do the Shapeshifter above the top of the deck. Now you can drop it on top. Maybe even spread the deck then and hand this playing card out. That discrepancy is going to keep coming back to haunt you. Like, surely the card's just turned over and there's a playing card underneath it. This idea can do something else very helpful for us. So if I do a double to begin with, and then do a pinky pull down so that I have 3 playing cards. So the situation now is King of Diamonds, 9 of Clubs, and a playing card, Ace of Spades, underneath them in the Shapeshifter position. In this position, when I execute the move, you will find that those cards turn over so much faster and so much cleaner, and the bevel, the bow, is completely removed because the playing cards, the thickness has done that job for us. So the beautiful thing about doing this, at the end in this position, we can push this card off. Now when I push the top cards over, I'm going to push 3 cards over. I'm going to turn the top card over. Now I'm going to get a break under the next 2 playing cards, and I'm going to turn both those over together like this to show the top 3 cards hiding that King of Diamonds. This is kind of over-proving your point, and it's running without being chased, but there's a bit of advice just in case somebody says, oh, you just turned 2 cards over at once. It's a good way of getting away from that. Now, I've got so much more that I want to talk about and want to share with this move, with the Shapeshifter, so much more, but I don't want to waste too much more time in this video. So don't be surprised if you see a follow-up to the Shapeshifter. There's an idea that I'm intentionally leaving out, which is a solution to dropping that card to the table and pushing it forward, a solution to doing that without the table. But if I share it in this video, then I'm going to be spoiling a big surprise that's on its way soon. So for now, the best thing for me to do is, if you're performing this and executing this online on the socials, put a tag on it, hashtag Daniel Madison, and I'll come along. If I see it, I'll give you my advice, I'll give you my feedback, and see if I can help improve your sleight of hand. And that goes for any sleight of hand techniques that you perform online. If you need my help, tag me. I'll see if I can find you. I'll see if I can help you a little bit. Now let's go back in time a few hours ago to reveal who won this signed Remedies box set. The response to the last video was epic. Are we still allowed to say epic? Or does that make me sound like an old man? So I did a competition deck giveaway in the last video. I'm gonna send this sealed deck of Blue Remedies and this signed deck of Blue Remedies to somebody who made me laugh in the last video. I left a very simple instruction: get in the comment section and put a smile on my face. The comment section in the last video is huge. It's too big, I couldn't even get to the bottom of the comments. I stayed as long as I could in the comment section. If I stayed any longer, I would have put myself at risk of dying from laughter, because yes, you are funny mother swear words, and I had a really good time. I'm going to read out a whole bunch of the jokes, then I'm going to pick somebody who's going to receive this signed box set, signed Remedies, but I'm also going to throw in signed deck of Scarlet Advocates and a signed deck of Pink Advocates. And I think it's only fair, because there were so many funny comments, I think it's only fair that we pick a runner-up too, and I'll send you some stuff too. Let's have a bit of a laugh and look in the comment section. Charlie, who the swear word is Adam Alter? I really thought that was me for a minute. Chris Christensen? How can you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? When you leave them, an alligator will see you later, a crocodile will see you in a while. But who's to determine what the time span of later and a while is? It's not funny, I have no idea why I saved that one. Belge 57. How do you teach an American an Irish accent? Oh man, I've got a speech impediment as it is. Say the following words: whale, oil, brief, hooked. One more time. Now say them all together fast. Whale, oil, brief. And Belge 57. That's not funny, it's just rude, and I think it's slightly racist. Raven Silverling, you look young, but your hair makes you old. Charlie, I thought these were jokes. I thought these were funny screenshots. What the hell is this? Jason Diggy Clark, a couple of cows were smoking a joint and playing cards. The stakes were pretty high. Not a good place to pull any sleight of hand moves. I'm sorry, Charlie, I'm deeply ashamed of that joke. Al-Wathiq Al-Maruki. I walked into the doctor's surgery. He said, pick a star sign, any star sign. I said, Capricorn. He said, nah, you got. Charlie, please, it's not funny, it's offensive. Luke O'Hara, flight attendant. Would you like a tea or coffee, sir? Man, tea please, thanks. Flight attendant. Okay, so we'll take away the tea, leaving you with coffee. Here's your coffee. You do have to admire an equivoque joke, or is it equivocate? Jarrett Nelson, how do you know if a magician has learned a new trick? Don't worry, he'll show you. That's actually pretty funny, that tickled me, that one. David Murphy, question. What's the difference between ignorance and apathy? Answer, I don't know and I don't care. Ha! That's a good one, Charlie. I really like that one. AJ Moose. What is brown, juicy, and looks like half of a sausage? The other half of the sausage. That is funny, Charlie. We might have a winner with that one. That is a beautiful, what a meaningful joke that one is. The Great Wu Ding. The Remedies look great in red. That's what everyone said. Now air cushioned in blue, they look great too. If I don't win, then Madison, you're dead. Charlie, I've got a feeling you're not taking this seriously, Charlie. That's not funny, that's really scary. Pablo Goizueta. Why aren't koalas actually bears? Because they don't meet the qualifications. Yes, Pablo. I feel like Pablo when I'm making jokes about koala bears. That's another winner, Charlie. That's definitely one of the finalists. Bishwaz Munshi. I went to the doctor the other day and said, have you got anything for wind? So he gave me a kite. Zach Reddy. I hate bipolar jokes. They're hilarious. I love this joke. I've never been so upset. That's really funny, Zach. I really appreciate that joke. Thank you. Arya Mondal. My favorite color is purple. I like it more than blue and red combined. But isn't blue and red combined yellow? It doesn't make sense. Raksha Kiran. How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. But I thought octopus only had 8 tickles. Or is that 8 legs? Are they arms or legs, Charlie? No, not octopus. Erin Barger. What do you get when you cross a dyslexic, an insomniac, and an agnostic? Somebody who lays awake at night wondering if there is a dog. Erin, that was one of the first jokes I ever heard in my life. My granddad told me that when I was a little boy and he had to explain it to me. And it really gave me this lifelong respect, mad respect for comedy. And that one's very kind of sentimental and nostalgic to me. So thank you for that. That's a really, really happy and funny reminder of my granddad. I appreciate that. Alexander Jeremson went to the doctors a couple of years ago. He said I was deaf. I haven't heard from him since. Very funny, Alex. Very funny. Simon Klotz. How do you call a magician's dog? Labracadabra. It's called Rex. Matty Boy. Charlie. Why can't dinosaurs clap? Because they're dead. Just like grandma. 2 elephants see a naked man for the first time. One elephant says to the other, how does he get his food in his mouth? You got to admit, Charlie, that's really funny. Riss Lappin. Why was Charlie tired? Because he was up all night raving. Is that true, Charlie? We're gonna have words after this, Charlie. ZG Brick Films. I always change my grip when I fall steel because Di Vernon said it was okay to do that. That is not funny. That's a good way to wind me up, my man. That is blasphemy. And anybody who listens to that advice from Di Vernon, just because he's Di Vernon, is a loser. Di Vernon was wrong. We'll make a video about this very soon. Rambo Racing. My cat is recovering from a massive stroke. We got a winner, Charlie. We got a winner. That's a good place to end. I'm not going to read any more. There's way too much. If you want a good laugh, head back to that video and look in the comment section. There's so many funny jokes in there. But the 2 that stood out to me the most. First of all, the runner-up is going to be Erin Barger. Is that your name, Barger, or is it Barger? And I see you, Erin. I know that you're in my comments a lot, and you've got mad respect for me, and I've got mad respect for you for always being there and always leaving a comment, always hitting a like, and always having nice things to say. And your joke, it really struck a chord with me. It was really sentimental, and there's no way you could have known that. So that was just a matter of luck. So well done. You're the runner-up. I'm going to send you a signed deck of Scarlet Advocates, a signed deck of Pink Advocates. But the winner with a very personal joke for different reasons that we won't talk about, Zach Reddy. I hate bipolar jokes. They're hilarious. You must know what that means if you've told a joke. That one was struck a very personal chord with me. So well done. You made me laugh. You put a big smile on my face, and I didn't stop thinking about that joke after I first read it. This is yours. I'm also going to give you some of these in the pink advocates. I'll reach out to both of you. I've got your channels, I've got your Instagram, so just sit back and wait for me to get in touch. And thank you so much. Mad respect. Thanks to everybody who took part in that and left jokes. And you certainly all put a smile on my face and made me laugh a whole bunch of times. So thanks for that. I really appreciate it. So those were just a few of my thoughts and ideas to add to the Shapeshifter and hopefully help a few people improve the way that they're already doing it. I've got so much to say on this color change, but I don't want to fit it all into this video. I don't want to squash it all in. So you can guarantee I'll be back with a part 2 on the Shapeshifter. However, I hope that this video was a good segue from cardistry back to the card table. I got so much to share, so much to teach, and we need to go back to the card table to do that. So join me in the next video. I've got a banger for you. I've got a smashing video on the way, Charlie, and I think it's time we brought back Susan Sausage. So stay close. I'll be back soon. Make sure you subscribed. It means a lot to me if you subscribed. Everybody who watches, everybody who leaves a comment, can't tell you how much it means to me. Thanks. I do my best to be in the comment section as much as I possibly can. I'm Daniel Madison. This was Shapeshifter. See you next time.